Hello, my pretties. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. A Thrifty Bride Shows You How. And we're going to be talking about 10 mistakes, the 10 top mistakes that budget brides make or brides on a budget make. My brides have written to me on my Facebook page and they're saying that they would love for me to do like commentaries as far as the do's and don'ts of bridal weddings, if you will, um, venues and researching current events. So I said, you know what? That's great. That's right up my alley. I love to help out the brides wherever I can. I myself, as you girls know, was a bride on a budget when I got married several years ago. Married over 10 years now with a budget of only $1,500, and I had a beautiful wedding. One day I will put a slideshow up. I did elope, but we had a wonderful wedding and the day was fabulous. And the best thing was that we was able to go on a honeymoon. So without further ado, let's go to the top 10 mistakes a bride on a budget can do. Okay, so the first mistake that we can do when we're on a budget is spend too much money on flowers. Fresh cuts, they're beautiful. As you can see in my background, I love flowers. I work with flowers all the time. I make bouquets and boutonnieres and centerpieces for the brides. That's how I started also with getting involved with the weddings. And I'm telling you right now, I work with fresh cuts. It can blow your budget because they're expensive. And then the thing is that when you buy them to decorate the place, now you are just leaving them there when you leave, and either they go to the trash, somebody else takes them, and sometimes it's not even your guest. And I rather at least have my guests take my flowers. So I always say that it's best to use silk. Silk flowers are just as beautiful. Look at any of the videos, the previous videos on the channel, and you'll see how pretty these silks are. You'll be amazed how pretty silk flowers are these days. They look lifelike. And if you arrange them properly or get somebody to arrange them properly for you, you can save a lot of money of your budget. Okay, so that's one of the mistakes, spending too much money on flowers. Try to entertain the silk flowers and you will save money on your budget. Second mistake that brides can make, and I hope I'm looking at the right area. Hello, my pretties. The second mistake that brides on a budget make, the top 10 mistakes. This is the second one that a bride on a budget can make. Not picking the right venue. Too pricey. Some of these places are overrated. They're beautiful, but they're overrated for what we need them. Especially in this time that we're living in with the corona pandemic and weddings, corona weddings 2020. It is hard because you can't have that many people. And so you're spending all this money for what would have been this big hall or venue or locale, and you can't even fill it to even a third of what you was going to fill it because of the social distancing. So brides beware, budget brides on a budget of 2020, 2021, and even going forward into the future. Beware of the venue choices that you make. I've spoken about other venue ideas in previous um videos, but I'm gonna be putting a video. I'm putting together a compilation of different venues throughout the United States and even throughout the world that brides are going to be able to consider. And these are like places that you wouldn't even think to have your wedding in. But they're beautiful, they're very affordable, and they're a la carte, al fresco, if you will, because it's a lot easier to have an outdoor weddings and be safe than it is to be indoors. Okay, so number two, please, 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 my pretties, beware of the venue choices you make. Try to find free, if not low cost venues, especially in this day and age that we're living in. Okay, on to number three. The third mistake that a bride on a budget can make, or a budget bride can make, is too costly the food. Your food is costing you an arm and a leg at some of these places. If you don't have a potluck, if you don't have a family that, if you're doing a wedding and you're not eloping, but you're still going to have a small little gathering and you still want to feed your guests, then you try to do something where you either do and this is, trust me, this is not far-fetched, and this is happening all the time, where like a BYOF, bring your own food, potluck, if you will. Have somebody dedicated to cooking, somebody that can cook. I've heard of a bride, one of my brides from a thrifty bride shop, had one of her family members gave her the catering that they made for her as a wedding gift, because that was what they can give her. But that was beautiful. I mean, the spread was amazing. It was really light, but it was really nice. Here again, you want to make a spread, a menu that's really budget friendly. And there's a lot of nice things out there that you can make that will be budget friendly. And you can go anywhere from hors d'oeuvres to a little meal, which could be buffet style, maybe 3 or 4 trays of variation of foods. And you could go into your rice, your salad, your potato salad, your meat, and then you can also have some finger foods, some meatballs. Oh, meatballs, Swedish meatballs. And the little wings, that still is very nice, especially if you put them on a nice warming trays and you present it really pretty on a nice table. Trust me, they will be in awe. They'll be like, yes, because everybody knows that you're on a budget and you're doing the most that you can. So please, please, please be very mindful of your food and make sure you're not blowing a lot of your budget or spending a majority of your budget on the food. Okay? Number four. Number four. Exchanging labor, if you will, or swapping with someone something for something else. Here again, I like to bring the scenarios of the brides that have given me comments, and they share with me on my Facebook page what they have done. And also on my Reddit, I have a Thrifty Bride Reddit bride's comment there also. Anyways, they are saying that one creative bride, which was, I thought was really cute, she went to a florist. This one did want fresh flowers, but she went to a florist. And she asked the florist if she could do some work on the weekends or whenever, in exchange for some flowers for her wedding. And of course, they got together, they set the price, they said how much work she was going to do, and she worked for her small portion of fresh cut flowers. But that can work in any scenarios. That can work with a restaurant, a local restaurant, for the catering. It could work with let's see, maybe a decor place, a party shop, or a venue. You could say, look, I'll come in several nights and clean up after these parties are done in exchange for me getting half off of my rental price, or even free for the work. This is just an idea. I'm throwing it out there because it has been done and a lot of the brides are talking about it. They're exchanging labor for actual things that they might need for their wedding, and they save money on the budget that way. So number 5, we're talking about the top 10 mistakes a bride on a budget, or a budget bride it's a tongue twister, a budget bride can make. Okay, and we're at number 5. Save money on your dress. Yes, 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 yes. Please save money on your dress. There are absolutely beautiful gowns out here. You've seen a lot of them on my channel. If you haven't, go into the previous videos. There are a lot of different gowns here. I have the trumpet, the mermaid, the ball gown, the A-line, the boho style, gothic style. There are a lot of gowns on this channel and throughout, saturated on YouTube, where you can find a wedding gown for less money, way less, and still have a beautiful gown. They are our gowns, my gowns, at www.athrifty.brideshop.com. I always throw it out there just so that you can go and look at the website and just to see the styles that you might like. But I also have dresses that I've put on this channel from the shop that you can see the quality of the gowns, and I can get brides to vouch for the gowns, brides that have literally bought their gown from a thrifty bride shop online. Okay, save on your gown. Your gown is a beautiful thing. Your gown, your wedding dress, you're going to be using it that night mainly, unless you get something that you can wear another day. And therefore, I say shop wisely when it comes to buying your wedding dress. Okay, save money. Okay, so we're on to number 6 out of the top 10 mistakes that a budget bride or a bride on a budget can make. Get family members involved. Sometimes we're ashamed because we don't have a big budget and we don't want nobody to know and we don't want to get nobody involved, and we're running around with a chicken, like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to do all these things when we can get somebody, a couple of our family and close friends involved, and it's okay. And how can you get them involved? They have talents, they have gifts. Maybe one is, you know uh what you call it, great at doing hairdos, hairstyles. She can do your hair. One does makeup. Let her do your makeup. One does nails. Let her do your feet and your nails, girl. Okay? And so on and so forth. Save, 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 because a hairdresser, and especially if you go on telling them that it's for a wedding, don't even tell them it's for a wedding. Just tell them you want to updo or whatever you want to do, and then you go home and you put your little pins, if you must do it with a hairdresser. Otherwise, get you a family member to do you a nice twisty bun, or however, you can do it. You can pull it off and put a lot of pretty little pins, or your veil. Save, save, save money on your hair, your nails, your makeup. Save money, because that can be very expensive. Okay, and I'm sure you have friends and family members that do a fabulous job. Okay, so number 7. Let me see, guys. Number 7. Oh yes, if you're having it outdoors or even indoors at a venue that is sort of like plain, a little on the plain side, because, it's a little less in cost, so it requires you to do a little more decorating yourself. Well, that's fine. Use a lot of tool. Tool is what I always say. Tulle. Tool. Drape it, you know, use it for the backs of your chairs, decorate it that way. And let's see what else. Use it in all your little keepsakes and your centerpieces, because tool adds an element. And also the mesh like I have back there, the mesh that always brings a nice element. So your decorations, your garlands and your tool and your mesh and candles, if you can have little candles, the little ones, the votive ones, because you don't want to be buying big expensive candles, because remember, you're leaving and you're not taking all that with you. So but you can decorate a place really nice and really cost effective by using these things. And I will be making a couple of other great ideas and tips that I'm going to show you in future videos to come. I'm going to be making a nice champagne or wine holder, and it's so lost, so like, my God, you can make it with like $4 or $5 each for each table. Okay. So, yes, remember, number 7, make sure to save on your decorations. Don't blow your budget on decorations, because you leave, and all that gets tossed. Okay? Bargain hunting. Number 8. Number 8 is bargain hunting. Yes, you have to bargain hunt. Shop thrift shops, believe it or not. You can find wedding items there. And if it's nice and it's new and it's clean and it's, buy it. That's fine. Thrift shops, offer up, Craigslist, let's see, Let Go, Mercari, Poshmark, any one of the apps that sells things that you might be able to get for a very low price. Get it. Get it, because you don't want to blow your budget on expensive things. Always compare prices first before you take the plunge on anything, whether it be your cake, your food, your DJ, if you must have a DJ. Speaking of DJs, don't blow no money on DJs if you don't have to. You get you a venue that has the Bluetooth surround, and you have you a playlist that you done made yourself or had somebody make for you for the whole night. That saves you a lot of money. Even if it's outdoors, you have your laptop or your iPad or even your phone with a nice speaker. You buy you those speakers that they sell for $200 with the colors on the speakers, and they sound really nice. And that's your music you're saving. And that's a thing that even if you spend $250, you get to keep it. It's yours. So you try to buy things that if you do have to spend a little bit more on, you're gonna keep them because they're yours. Okay? But yet you're saving money. Okay? So that was number 8. Bargain, bargain, bargain hunt. Number 9 of the top 10 mistakes that brides on a budget or budget brides make. Too expensive on that cake, girl. You wanted that cake, and that cake is beautiful. But oh my God, some of these cakes are like $300, $400, $500. I'm like, no, no, no. You budget shop for the cake. You get you on Craigslist. You find cake makers. You go into the local bakeries and you ask them, look, I'll come in here and I will wash these windows. I will mop this floor. I will do whatever I got to do if I must have this cake, or I want a discount on a cake in exchange of this, or you figure out. There's no reason, my pretties, why you should be spending no more. And I'm talking about, that's a high ticketed cake for me. I was a budget bride with no cake. And I'm talking about $150. You can outsource somebody to make you a really nice cake with that price. Okay? Don't blow your budget on a cake, my love, that you're just going to eat, yes, and everybody's going to get a little slice of, yes, but that's it. There's fabulous, fabulous cake makers out here that will make you a cake with that kind of money. And it will be good, it will be beautiful, and it will be eaten. Okay? So keep that one in mind. And the 10th, the most important of them all, out of the top 10 mistakes that a bride on a budget can do, and I've seen her do it, is no honeymoon. Oh, it kills me, absolutely kills me when I see brides not taking honeymoons. Not even 3 days, not even 2 days, let alone even a day. I'm like, oh my God, it just makes me want to cry for real, because I say to myself, my God, there's got to be room in this budget for the bride and the groom, or the bride and their other half, or the groom and his other half, to take off. You have to go, even if it's for 3 days, a weekend getaway, a 2 day getaway. You have to feel that ambiance of the honeymoon, and you want to save the majority. I'm telling you right now, you want to save the majority of your budget. You want to save it for the honeymoon, because that's gonna be worth it. I've known brides, I'm telling you, that have gotten married on a budget and did not factor in the honeymoon, didn't have no money left for the honeymoon, had a beautiful wedding, had a beautiful reception, and then they went home. Now, I'm not knocking anybody that does that, but come on. You gotta want to at least go somewhere. And I'm going to be putting up videos of places that are not going to cost you no more than $3 or $4 or even $500 for a 3 day getaway. Okay? Or even less. Girls, you want a getaway. You want a honeymoon. Okay? It's so beautiful when you can leave at the moment of the ceremony, when you can leave and you can head out in your car to your honeymoon, to your cabin in the woods, to your beach house. Look, beach house, cabin in the woods, campground. Oh my God, it's just endless the places you can go. Up in the Poconos up in Pennsylvania, they have these cabins that's where I stood at. They were so nice. We went for 3 days. No, we went for four days and 3 nights. Yes, wooden cabins in the woods. There was more cabins, but it was so nice. I mean, it was everything in there. And guess what? It was like a whole little house, because it was a 1 bedroom cabin with kitchen, living room, fireplace, big bathroom with jacuzzi tub. But the reason why I stress kitchen is because we did go out we went out to eat, but we waited. So what we did was we took all our breakfast stuff with us, and we would have our breakfast and our lunch, brunch, if you would, outdoors on the cabin deck. And then the evenings, the night, we would go out and eat. So we had to factor that in. But it was nothing wrong with it. It was actually beautiful. It was wonderful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. We just felt like we had left. We had our honeymoon, and it was so beautiful. So that's why I say, brides, never, ever, ever forget to factor in your honeymoon. Make it an effort, make it a point to save on everything, but to have you a honeymoon, because you're gonna need it and you deserve it after all that work that you done did to have the perfect wedding, especially in this day and age with the pandemic and the coronavirus and all the alterations and all the moving around that we have to do in order to have our wedding, the configurations, the rescheduling, and so I just want to bring these ideas to any bride that wants to hear them, because it is so important and it is so hard. but it's still so beautiful. Weddings are always beautiful. They're always going to take place. We just have to be wise and be concerned about our safety and the safety of all our loved ones. Okay, right? So don't forget, if you can't remember, revisit this video because I don't want you to make no mistakes. And if you need any advice, any other ideas, or you want me to research any other topics, or do you want me to talk about other topics, feel free to comment. I would love to hear from you girls. And I just love my budget rides. See you later.